What's up, DJ fan? Welcome to another video on our channel. Welcome to another episode of Start to Spin. My name is Diego, also known as DJ Pretty Boy, alongside my boy Shay, also known as DJ Shay. And together we open this spot to talk about DJ related content such as product reviews, tips and tricks, just tell our stories and share it with you guys so we can share some knowledge. So if you're a new DJ or a seasoned DJ, this is the spot to be. And with that being said, let's roll this intro.
Yo,
What's up, Ellen?
what's up?
What's good, man? Welcome to another episode of Start to Spin. You already know how we do it, DJ Pretty Boy, and we got Shay. And today we gonna talk about stems. It came to my attention. I was scrolling through Facebook, and I saw a couple of questions about stems. And I use stems a lot since it came out, and I've gotten really comfortable with it. And I think Shay, you also use stems, right?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah, so that I feel like something that we could talk about, since there's a lot of new DJs that don't know how to use it or don't understand it or don't even know that stems exist, which will be very difficult not to know because it's everywhere. Everybody talks about it and stuff, but
Yeah.
there's always that person that doesn't know. And that's what we're here for, to share knowledge and share the way we do things. But first, sneak peek. We're gonna talk about.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm making a video soon, but I got these bad boys. Let's see if I can get them in frame. So I got these up and installed. They're the 19 by 15 by Boat Lighting, the Boat Lighting Aura, and I got them in white. Now, I think we probably talked about it here on our episodes. I mean, I always wanted to get moving heads. We're always talking about which moving heads to get, et cetera, et cetera. We even did a whole episode on moving heads and how to pick them. But I still missed a key fact when choosing a moving head. So I wanted to do a spotlight effect with these. I was thinking, okay, use it for dance floor, yes, but I also wanted to do something with a spotlight so I could point it down on the dance floor for the first dance or dance performances. But you got to pay attention to the tilt on the moving heads. So these moving heads, turns out they have a 240-degree tilt. So until now, I didn't know what that meant and what the significance of that. But basically what it is these can't point down far enough to point down on the dance floor without still blinding the guests, that are still behind it. So usually with a spot or, with your Pocket Pros like Diego has, or if you guys have any other spot moving heads, usually you can angle them down enough so that the light is just on the dance floor, on the bride and groom, during their first dance or something. Yeah. But with these, because I can't tilt them down far enough, even if I make the beam super narrow, it's it just doesn't go down far enough. So if I had them on the bride and groom, it would be for the people that are in the front row or whatever. It would just be the light would just probably be blinding them completely. So that wasn't. I didn't even think about that when I was thinking about I just assumed, oh yeah, now they're moving heads, so I can just point them anywhere, But it unfortunately doesn't work like that, and so yeah, I have to try it out at a venue, and I'm gonna make a video soon, so you guys will be able to see, what it looks like in action. But yeah, that was kind of a big thing and a big bummer when I was like, okay, now let's see how far I can point down, and I started doing it on my sound switch, and then it just stopped. I was like, oh crap, this thing is not gonna go down further than this.
And this is another thing that we mentioned on the overseas versus the American lights. Once you get it from overseas, it's more difficult, if not impossible, to return them. Yeah. As opposed to getting it from the American side, where you can always return it if you don't like it or whatever. Talk a little bit about that. Let them know what you experienced.
The thing with that is so because I got them direct from Boat Lighting China, so it's on their website. They don't allow returns, and if you really want to do a return, you have to pay shipping. So I was like, look, if I bought these from Guitar Center or something, I would have just returned them, something like that, or Amazon, 100%. I would have sent it back. And look, you can actually buy these moving heads on Amazon, but I couldn't find them in white. They were only in black, and then the DMX profile is going to be different too because it's some random lighting brand. So. But anyways, you can buy these on Amazon if you want them in black for cheap. But so I looked. I was like, okay, let me just look into how much shipping would be. And literally, like DHL, which is supposed to be the cheapest one, it was $500 per light to return to ship for just shipping, and that's not including if there's customs taxes or anything. So I was like, all right, heck no, I'm just gonna keep I'm gonna keep them. The good thing though, with it being from China, is they're super cheap. So they were
How
only
much?
I have 680 for two of them for both the lights, 680.
Okay.
And so, okay, look, worst case, if I'm like, I'm not going to use these anymore because they're just doing what my other lights did. I could just sell them. So I could just sell them for, way less than it would cost to ship them back. And yeah, I would lose a little bit of money, but again, the Chinese lights are so much cheaper that you're not going to take as big of a loss if something like this happens. And they work, like they work perfectly. It's not like they don't work, or it's just, their tilt is 240 degrees, and I'm like, I don't know what that means. I didn't like, it's hard to, what does 240 degrees mean? I don't know. But the spotlights do 270. So that tells you that the spots go down a little bit further. But yeah, 240. So you'll see in my video how low that gets you. And then, yeah, I mean, I could be wrong too. So maybe when I go to a venue, maybe it'll look different. And that's why I also want to put it on YouTube. So I want to see what other people think. Okay, this is what it looks like here in this small space. So do you guys think, my assumption is that in a bigger space, it's still not going to be low enough. But so I'm really curious to hear what people have to say about it once I make the video.
I wonder if maybe you could take away the wash effects that you have, the tooth.
Mm-hmm.
And if you grab like two pocket pros or whatever, and use that for spotlight, and just use those moving head joints to make it just that spread white around.
Yeah.
Like the spotlight with moving.
That's the thing. I like the wash effects, but another problem is so mounting a. If I wanted to mount two moving heads, or like let's say I wanted to mount it upside down, then I wouldn't be able to use those little white brackets. I'd have to get like a pole, or I don't know how I would mount two moving heads on the flex stand.
Yeah, you have to use like a T joint, like the one I have.
Yeah, I have to use a T thing, and then I have to hang it upside down. So I'm like, also the thing is I don't. Then it becomes way more complicated too. To set up and break down.
True.
And the problem is so like Pocket Pros or even the MH150s is the beams that come out, they aren't like wide enough to cover the bride and groom either. Like it's, and same thing with the Pocket Pros, like they create really small beams. So it's like, it's not like a full, like the light will be completely around the bride and groom, which is why I was excited about these.
I wish that like the Pocket Pros had like a prism.
Yeah.
And then that spot could turn into like 3, and it will be perfect. I wouldn't need anything else, but I feel like you said, it's not as big of a spot for a first dance, at least to my liking. So what I do when I have weddings, what I do is I use the Pocket Pros as a spots, but I have my wash effects in white, so it kind of projects like it's all white facing
white, everything's white. Yeah.
So it gives the illusion that it's being like spotted. What's up, buddy?
Buddy, what's up? Yeah, Buddy's in the house. Man. We're just talking about these, going back a little bit to the China versus American lights and my latest wash moving heads, which don't have enough tilt on them to be able to be used as a spotlight standing straight up. But that's the other thing. So if you flip them over, so if you hang moving heads upside down, that's how they're intended to be used, like on stages and stuff like that. Then you don't have to worry about it. You can point it down or straight down on the stage. You can do that. But us using it like this, standing up, then you really have to pay attention to how far it tilts when you're trying to do the spotlight effect. So, yeah, that got me.
Are those moving washes supposed to be upside down too, or no?
Yeah. I mean, they're
meant to be upside down.
They have the brackets on the bottom. That you can hang them, and they go like, they have the same movement, so they go like total 180 this way and then spin around, so they can definitely hang. I think they're designed to hang upside down.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, we're not, unless that makes the setup and breakdown way longer for us as DJs. Then we have to bring the pole, and then I need two, because you need two on each side then, because I can't just have one hanging off like a pole. It'll look asymmetrical. So that's why I don't want to do that. It'll get too crazy with if I try to do that.
I mean, look wise, it looks like how you have it right now. It looks nice.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
Look wise, but it again, this doesn't fulfill what your expectation was when you got it.
Exactly. The spotlight light. Everything else it does. I mean, it works perfectly as a moving head. But yeah, when you're thinking about spotlight, like, if we want to do a spotlight effect. So the problem is when I saw the MH150 in action, it has prisms. Like, I think it does how many, four prisms or something. But even when I rented them from a guy that I know, and he brought it and we used it as a spotlight, but it was still like patchy on the couple. So like the guy's face would have the light on it, but then like his body, there was like a black spot, and then the bride had like, her arm was white with the light, but then the other arm was not covered by the light, So even when I saw that, I was like, I mean, it works. Like, it's probably better than what your Pocket Pros does, but it's still not the same effect. Where if I'm doing a spotlight, I'm thinking I want the whole. If I'm going to do a spotlight, right, the whole couple, the whole thing should be covered with light, So that's the thing you got to watch out with the prisms, is because what it'll do is, if it's one small beam, it'll make 5 beams, but then in the middle there'll be like that black space, between the different circles. So that's what happened with the MH150, and then it's like it was all patchy. Face was white, this was black, and it was like look at the good.
Could it be maybe instead of a spot, a beam moving head will be better for that?
I don't think so, because the beams are so tight. That's the problem. Like, they're not wide. The beams are even such a narrow light. So I think what the solution is like, you got to get one of those really powerful spot moving heads, or you got to hang these,
like the Focus Spot 4Z.
Yeah, like one of those. Like, because I've seen those. I've seen people use those, like, the Chave or whatever, and like it's impressive.
Yeah,
and then
those ones have like 1,600, bro. Like,
yeah, that's the thing. That's what's so super, and it's way heavier too. It's gonna be heavier weight. So,
and just for one 1,600 without like shipping and all that. It's almost 2,000.
Yeah, so then it's like, is it even worth it? Like, is it even worth it to do a spotlight? Whatever. So.
Yeah, I don't know. That's crazy.
That's why I was hoping because these are affordable, and I'm like, all right, then I got the spotlight effect now. But now it's like, yeah, you'll see. I mean, they literally, it's almost like straight onto the wall, just a little bit lower, and I'm like, if this was.
Buddy, are we talking about this? What type of moving do you use? Moving heads? And if so, what type of moving heads do you use?
Everybody uses a moving head.
Oh, do you use like washes?
Yeah, we can go into the next topic too, because let's see what maybe Buddy has thoughts on stems now, and how they've kind of changed the game, because he's probably seen all the technology develop. Like, you're starting with CDs, then you go to MP3s, and then ever since I was DJing, sync was already there. So I don't know DJing before sync, but I know when that came about, it was all probably as big of a change as starting stems, and now we have stems, which is taking it to another level.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and talk about. You know what? I should start putting like a title that just pops up like boom, topic.
Yeah, like a slide. Yeah.
But anyways, we're low budget here, so we're doing it like this.
Yeah, we're low budget. We can't afford the $1,600 Focus Spot 3Z.
Yeah,
whatever.
we afford China stuff, so
we got both lighting, bro.
Yeah. All right. So let's talk about stems. And again, the reason why I came up with it is because I saw on Facebook there was a lot of people asking questions about stem, and I was like, what better way to talk about it, since both of us use it, we are aware of it, we know how to use it, and we have somewhat experience using stem. So, what are stems really used for? You can do live mashups, and because you can include or mix vocals with instrumentals, vocals of one song with instrumentals of the other song, put it together, boom, you have a live mashup, which keeps your sets fresh, and also people are like, they hear, I don't know, Mr. Brightside, and you just take out, you keep the vocals, take out the instruments, and just throw another song and another like an EDM song that like levels or something. And then if you match it out correctly, people are like, damn, like out of their mind, like, damn, that sounds like it's crazy, you know. So you get those type of reactions when you do like live mashups, which is really fun. Another thing that you can do with, and I've done this, it's when there's always that person that wants to sing at an event, and they want it to be karaoke type of thing. So on the fly, they like, hey, can you play this song? Can you play this song? And but I want to sing it, so I just want the instrumentals. You're not gonna go and like to your phone or like Apple Music or whatever, YouTube. If you use YouTube, you shouldn't, but you use YouTube, whatever. Where if you have the song, literally you can just remove the vocals with stems and play that for them. So that's another thing that can help. Stems can help you when it comes to like karaoke type of songs. And obviously it also helps you with like smooth genre switch when you're trying to transition from one genre to another genre. You use the beat, like, and I was showing you earlier before we went live, when you go from one hip hop to cumbia, or from, I don't know, like salsa to whatever, merengue or something. I don't know, but it's really fun. It keeps your brain working. It keeps your sets fresh, and it keeps people like wanting more.
Yeah.
So I think that's very, very good. What are your thoughts on stems?
And his comment, Buddy says he loves stems. With a good video card, it's so fast. RTX 3070 works great. Yeah, no, I think Buddy knows a lot more about computers than we do. We just have our Macs, and then let them do let them do their thing. But it's fast. It's fast on the Macs too. Like with the, but yeah, if you have a PC, you get that video card if you need your stems to load faster. Buddy recommends it. And then he says, hot to go into YMCA with stems. Ooh, I haven't
tried that one.
I haven't tried that. But that's the thing. There's so many.
Let me write it down, because I wanna like, when I practice, I want to try things like
this. Or you could try it live right now. We might have some live DJing next.
Had to go. I don't have this one.
Yeah, I haven't. But yeah, that's the thing. There's so many. My thoughts on stems. I mean, I think it's just a total game changer, because before it was always hard to get a song that you could get the vocals out, and before we only had the high, the mid, and the bass, so you were trying to use those to maybe get the vocals out, or get the beat out and stuff like that. And I still use them too. Like, don't get me wrong, I still use that, but stems can basically replace that now, because if you're trying to keep the vocals on while you're doing the transition, you just hit that button, and then the vocals go away, instrumentals go away. Personally, I really just mainly use the vocals and the instrumental, but it's cool how you can even go deeper than that. Like, there's some where you can keep the melody or just keep the drums or something. I think just doing vocals and instrumental is enough for me. Yeah, I think it's totally a game changer. And clients, the thing is, clients still don't know how easy it is with stems. So when you do it, they're like, yo, this guy's crazy, But like, now everybody can do it because it's so easy. But
okay, yes, everybody can do it, but it takes practice. It's not just pressing buttons the day off and then
you have to like try it beforehand.
It takes practice. One, you have to try it before, and two, you can't just stem out like the vocals of one song, throw another instrumental, but it's not perfectly matched, because it's gonna sound horrible. Like the song, does not go with the instrumental of the other song, so you're gonna kill the vibe instead of making it better.
So it has to be like, you have to know beat matching to be able to do stems properly. So they like what we're describing, or what Buddy's describing here too, is like, you have to be able to beat match and be able to get songs lined up before you could do this. So he says, take the bass, hi-hat, and the kick out, loop the first 10 seconds, on the last add all that back in, and go. So yeah, like, basically, I mean, it's hard to like put into words, but basically what he's saying is, you're looping the song, and then you're basically adding elements in while on beat, while it's looping, and then the last loop you put everything, all the stems back in, then put the full track in, and then so make it a smooth transition. But to do that, you have to be able to beat match it and like keep things on beat and do all this, add stuff back in on beat for it to happen.
Yeah, pretty much.
Take the bass hi-hat. So you have to still know beat matching, but that aspect of like having a beat from one song, having the lyrics from another, and like listen, clients, they don't know, like it's just like a button and then you got lyrics, and you can take away the lyrics on the other song and just have the instrumental, and it's how like easy it is. So that's why I love making the mashups. Like that's become so much easier with stems.
Yeah, but and also like they have to keep in mind that it's not, they're not paying us for just to play music. They're paying us for an experience, and that's something that we got to keep in mind. And the experience that you give them, it's what fulfills their their night. And it's very important that you come out with fresh stuff. And again, using practice sessions at home, recording yourself, doing like mashups like we do and put it on Instagram and stuff, house parties. Those are the places where you can start, like go crazy with stems and whatever you have to do and use in order for you to, once you go into a more important event, which is weddings or quinces, you feel more comfortable using all these tools that you have, and that's just very important, because at the end of the day, you want them to say, man, you're the best DJ we heard, like. So I think it's a very, very important. Just like you said, it's a very easy thing to do. However, it's a very time-consuming thing to do, because you have to learn first. It's easy because it's just a press of a button, but you need to practice. It's not something that you once you get the hang of it, you like right now, you and I can probably, you throw me two songs and then I can probably put them together. I can mash it up. But because I already have experience with this. But if I if I bring my daughter and I'm like, hey, these two songs, use the instrumental of this one and use she's like, what?
Yeah.
She can beat match because I taught her how to do that. But like those things are like extracurriculum type of things that makes us, or at least we try to make ourselves different than somebody else. So, but more so now, there's a lot of DJs that they use stems and they start putting all their songs. So, but it makes it fun, and it keeps the environment fresh when you're playing music.
Yeah, 100%.
Also, when you play like two hits, but the instrumental of one and then the lyrics of the other one, boom, that's a boom. And if you match it perfectly, when there's a drop, when the vocals drop, the instrumental drops, and then when it starts on the high note, boom, the bass starts hitting, like, bro, it's like out of this world. It's fire.
And that's when people like, the crowd is like, oh wow, like this guy's different. And I think it's also big for like us, like that do like ethnic or cultural sort of weddings and events, because a lot of it is mixing two different genres, like mixing, like at a quince, it's like, the kids know the stuff from here, hip hop and stuff. But if you mix something like, the music that they knew growing up, or the parents like, and you mix it with some hip hop song or the hip hop lyrics, then that's when people really like it, because it's like you're literally combining the two cultures. And like,
exactly.
with weddings like that and stuff like that. And that's why, a lot of people are getting really popular making mixes like that. So even shout out DJ Nate Acosta. He's on Instagram and on YouTube, but a lot of his content is like just him showing like, hey, look, at a wedding, I mixed these two songs, like this Latino song with this hip hop song. And then even shout out DJ Drizzy. He also does that too, where he shows, look, how I mix this and this. And the idea is then people see that, and then they see like, oh wow, like this guy knows how to do both cultures. He can play the songs I like, but still play, you know, this American stuff. And that can lead to more bookings because people are like, all right, this guy seems like he knows what he's doing, and like, you know, mixes the type of music that I want. And then Buddy said, I see the DJI mic you reviewed. Saw the video, gave you a thumbs up. Good review. Thank you, man. Yeah, I was trying to make that review. There's tons of reviews about just that mic in general that are like way in, you know, much more in depth. So I was just trying to show if it could work at a ceremony. And I'm curious, buddy, what's your opinion on that? Because if you've seen the other videos, there's people that use the DJI Mic 2s at a ceremony, which are like, you know, a little bit bigger and stuff. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe it works differently because I have this mini one. It works great for this, but yeah, for a ceremony, I would just be the quality of the sound wasn't that great with the Mic Mini. Like I said, I turned the gain way up, and then yeah, I mean, connection wise, it didn't have any issues while I was testing it, but you never know. And then Buddy says, nope, not for pros. Yeah, so Buddy has a strong stance on that one with the mic, the DJI.
Yeah, Shay, you ain't not, bro. You're not close to these levels.
Bro, I was testing. I'm doing it educational, bro. I'm an educator. So yeah, no, I was like, I wasn't gonna use it just the only one the first time I was testing it. That's why Aaron Strawn made a video and he's like, well, what if I just went to a couple like, hey, I'm gonna try this mic system for the first time at your ceremony.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I wasn't gonna use it by itself for the first time. So it was just kind of as a backup. I didn't even end up using it on the actual ceremony. I couldn't like the static was too much, you know, or the white noise. But yeah, hey, at least it's out there now. If somebody who's thinking about it, because there's people that made videos with the mic too. Justin the DJ, shout out Justin the DJ. Aaron Strawn made a video with the mic too, the bigger one. But there weren't any videos with the small one. So I bet it was in case other people were wondering about it. So glad you got to see it though. Thanks for the like.
Yeah, I'm gonna make a video with this mics then. See if it works.
Yo, how would you plug that receiver into your mixer? Does that thing even have a aux cable or anything?
No, it's just a Type C.
Yeah. So, well, maybe you could convert that like USB-C to 3.5 millimeter or something. Yeah, or XLR. Yeah.
True.
Well, yeah, but like that's
possible.
People are doing that thing. Like Justin, like look, this real quick. Justin the DJ is a huge successful DJ. Like he's on the level of like Nick Spinelli. You know, like I would say he's on that level of like exclusive DJ, and he's using that at his ceremonies. So if you're that up there as a DJ, I mean, there has to be something to those mics. I mean, they're working for him. It's controversial, but like that's like a Nick Spinelli using those mics and not having.
Does he use it for like a backup or like a secondary one?
That's a main mic for ceremony.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So that's why I was like, oh, maybe these things are like that too. But anyway, Smiley, what's up, man? Yo, we missed you last week though, bro.
See, Buddy said he's selling them, so it ain't that good.
I don't know. Yeah, maybe that's what it is. He's getting a kickback, but I don't know, man. He seems like legit about it because literally every single I see his gig logs, they're all like he's using them. Like he's not like only used it for one video and then he's going back to like the shores or whatever. He's using it every single time. So I don't know, but yeah, maybe it's also like in Texas, you know, maybe the signal isn't as competitive. Like here in California, you're on the East Coast, like there's way more like competing signals and stuff. So things are gonna work differently as well.
Yeah, true. That's very true.
I got busy last week. No worries, bro. Just you're here every week. So then when you're not, your presence is felt.
You are missed.
We miss when you're in your absence. We miss you too. So, but yeah, hopefully busy in a good way. Hopefully, doing selling some more stuff on your mixes and stuff. So what's up, buddy?
But just to like real back thing into the stems thing. Another way that you can use stems is when you gotta make announcements. That way you don't have to lower down the volume. You just take out the vocals and then just speak over the instrumentals of the song, bring it back up once you're done. You know, so that's another way that you can use stems. And I mean, honestly, stems are really fun, and like you keep saying, it it keeps it fresh. So I actually had a question for you guys. Do you guys like how often do you use stems? Do you use stems like 80-90% of the time at your events, or like periodically, or like very like rarely? What about you, Shay? How often do you use stems?
I mean, I'm definitely using it every event, 100%. But I would say I'm using it like probably in like when I'm mixing, like probably like 60 to 70% of my transitions, I'm using stems in some way. Like even
Okay.
if it's just at the last second, like just that last bar, just to make it smoother, I'll take out the instrumental, just keep the vocals while I go into the next song. Like even if it's not a whole drawn out mashup, like just in that's just to make the transition cleaner. I'll knock out an instrumental, knock out a vocals, and just make things smoother. So how about you? How often do you use it?
Bro, I use it a lot.
Yeah, right,
especially because I'll be like switching quick from genre to genre.
yeah.
Like I like, because merengue bachata kind of have like the same BPM range. So what I do is I'm playing bachata and I want to go to merengue. I vocal the bachata and drop a merengue beat, and then people like you see the reaction. They're like,
Yeah,
they're singing the song, but they're going with the beat, like the merengue beat on the bachata lyrics, and then they're going like that, and then right when the drop, boom, I do the switch.
Yeah.
So things like that, and I love the reaction. I'm like I said, I'm really thinking about getting a 360 camera like the one you have, because I want to project that, like their reaction and then my reaction. Because sometimes I've been doing it, I do it on the fly, like a song comes to my head because I'm like, this song is gonna work, and then I do the mix, or I do the stems or whatever, and it comes good. Like sometimes my reaction is like, whoa, this is fire, like, and I take note of it. I'm like, okay, these songs work. So
that's the cool thing about the 360 is then you can just flip it to your face going like this, and then show the crowd again and going like woo, dancing.
Yeah, but if I do that, it's not legit anymore. Because like if I'm turning it and I'm doing this, like it's kind of like force, as opposed to like having.
But what do you want? What are you trying to capture then? Because I thought you said you wanted to capture the 360. That's why you wanted it then.
Yeah, on the 360, you can see, like, you're not gonna see me changing the camera to myself.
Yeah. But it'll when the 360 editing, you can.
The 360 is already there.
Yeah.
And then you can just put it together. So it literally, you can see both sides at the same time.
Not like if you had a regular camera. You mean
exactly?
Like, woo, like putting it on yourself.
Yeah, like I think like those reactions are kind of like whack, because you put it to yourself. Obviously, if you're recording yourself, you're gonna be like, but I want it to be spontaneous. I also want to capture the times that I mess up and then I'm beating myself up, like literally in the back of the booth. I'm like, like, damn, like like
you're gonna post that or something? Getting mad?
Yeah, I want to post that because I want to show that even not everything is like flowers. Not everything is great. There's times that even and that's another thing that I always say this. Even though the people they can't tell that you messed up, because at one point maybe they're drunk or they're just enjoying the music, but you can. And we as DJs, we hold ourselves accountable for our our mixes or whatever, and we have a standard. And if it doesn't go to your standard, at least for me, I beat myself up because I'm like, damn it, like that shouldn't have happened. Like,
damn, bro, you're serious, man. You're gonna put it on.
Yeah.
I guarantee you, even if you post that, people won't be able to tell that there was a mess up, even in the video. I bet.
I don't know. I guess we'll see.
We'll see. But anyways, okay, there's a little bit. Let's see. Let's get our opinion on this. There's a little controversy. So Smiley said, man, with stems, I get compliments. I use the vocal echo and instrumental echo stems mainly. Yeah, dude, that's the thing. People be like, yo, this guy is the best DJ ever, when you use stems.
I gotta say, I've never used the echo out on, like, with stems.
Oh, really?
I haven't. I should try it. I haven't.
I use it, dude. Okay, so that's what I was going to say. So Smiley said vocal echo out. Buddy says, I use stems every wedding, a few songs. It's a tool in the toolbox. Yep. Mm-hmm. And Buddy says, say no to echo out. And
Oh,
Smiley
okay.
says vocal echo out is good on the chorus though. So yeah, what do you think? What do you think about? Or do you have a stance on echoing out, it being
Like
good or
me,
bad, or yeah, you?
like okay, when I mix, I use echo out every now and then, yeah. But I've never used it just with stems. Like I,
Yeah.
I
Okay.
usually do
So
stems and I do the transition. I never added a filter or that like echo out
yeah, so
whatever.
the
Maybe
way it
something to
works, yeah, the way it works is like so. So yeah, you know how there's those two buttons. So there's just like the mic and the keyboard button. So if you press that, it's like it just like it immediately stops the instrumental
try.
or the
Yeah,
vocals. But then if you do if you go like if you MIDI map it so that you have like the full samplers, like all 8 pads, the
yeah.
one of the buttons, if you press it, it'll echo out the vocals. Or there's another one, if you press it, it'll echo out just the instrumental and then keep the other one going. So I use that. I don't see. I'm curious to hear, buddy, if you explain your reasoning or like what why
Why
you
not?
say no. But I
It's
use it all the
another
time because
tool.
I think it just makes it smoother. Because if you just sometimes it works, right? If you just have to cut off the vocals, but sometimes if it's like you're transitioning between songs, if you can put that echo usually just helps make the transitions a little bit more smoother. It just adds a little bit like the extra fill that dead space sometimes. So I use it but I'll also use the just start and stop. But I think it echo in general, like when you're echoing out a track, when you're bringing in the next one, even when you before stems, I would do that all the time. I like echo it out, and then while I'm doing the transition.
So I mainly use echo out when I have like when I know that the song have like Smiley said with when after the chorus, when I know that the chorus has a high pitch end,
Mm.
like that they're like singing, they prolong that part. That's when I
Yeah,
can echo out and then just put it, bring the next song. But
yeah.
again, I never tried it while doing steps, so I might have to like look into it and practice that and see how that goes. See if I
Yeah,
like it.
try
If
it
I
out.
like it,
It's
great.
literally the same thing. It's the same thing, except instead of your vocals just stopping abruptly, it'll
Uh-huh.
just echo them a couple beats, like, and then it'll keep the instrumental going, but it'll just echo it out instead of just like stopping it abruptly. Because sometimes when you do that, it's like oh what the heck, like where'd the vocal go? It's like it can be kind of abrupt if you don't do it right.
I also see like you said on like at least on my controllers, right? If you go to the stem button, the first four, it's your stem. So you have your
Yeah,
vocals, your melody, your drum, and your bass,
bass.
or
Yeah, yeah,
yeah, whatever. And then there's the four in the bottom that are empty.
yeah.
Those are the ones that you MIDI map, or they automatically already work.
They
I
should
never.
they should already work, but it depends on your controller. Like I had to MIDI map them into my controller. But yeah,
Uh-huh.
those four bottom ones are the ones that can
I
echo.
think
So
mine loop. They loop. They don't.
so
Mine. I think with the first one,
you might just have
it
to
loops.
change the MIDI map because yeah, I don't know, I can't show it because but when you do the MIDI map, you can echo out each of those, like those four bottom ones is echo, like one's echo vocal, one's echo whatever melody, one's echo hi
Oh,
hat,
okay. I didn't know. I
and
didn't
then
know
the
that.
last
I'll
one
look
is
into it.
yeah, you could do
Look
that.
into it.
When you echo it out, it sounds better than just cutting off. Yeah, I agree. And then Buddy says it sounds cheap. I will mix into or out of a song. Yeah, I mean, maybe something we just agree to disagree. It's a personal preference thing, but I'd say yeah, mixing in and out, like that's how I think of echoing, the echo effect as a way to mix in and out. Like I don't, it's not like it's like a
'Cause
tool that you can use.
it adds spice to the
Yeah,
mix.
add spice or just it's like a way to make it a little bit more smoother rather than if you don't want to do like an abrupt transition, or when you cut off the vocals or the instrumental, it's like make it less abrupt, like oh what the heck just happened, like it just went
Uh-huh.
completely dead silent all of a sudden. Virtual DJ automatically has them on the bottom for y'all might need to try virtual DJ. Yeah, I don't know, I mean for me it's I use Serato, we both use Serato, but I have those bottom four are the echo outs on my controller. So I don't know, dude, if you look at it, like if you look at the four boxes, the bottom four should be automatically it should be echo out. So I don't know.
Yeah. So I think mine are like loops, but I'm not quite sure because again, I don't use them that much. I just only use the stems, and the ones that I usually mainly use are the middle ones. So the first one is the vocals, and the last one drums.
Mm-hmm.
The second one I think is melody, and then the third one I think is instruments or something like that. But I usually take those two, like the center out, and then once I'm like transitioning to the next song, I take the bass out, and then I bring in the other song, but just the instrumental with the vocal of the song that I
Other one. Yeah, yeah,
transitioned
yeah.
out, and then I bring it. So that's how mainly I do it. Sometimes I when I'm doing like a hard switch, then yes, I will literally just do like give me vocals on this song and the instrumental on the other song, and then boom, put it together. But when I'm doing like a regular transition from song to song, especially if it's in the same genre, I do that. The only one that I do take out the drums mainly is on reggaeton because
Mm.
it's very hard on drums. So having the two songs drumming, it's too much. And
Yeah,
sometimes some of the reggaeton songs have like a double drum, and then the other one's only one. So you
and it
hear
sounds
two,
offbeat.
yeah. So
Uh,
it kind of sounds like offbeat because of like the double drumming, but so that's why I take out the drum on reggaeton or like hip hop, which I rarely play hip hop. I don't play that much hip hop in my events, but that's what I do. That's how I work stems. And
yeah,
also another thing that you can do again, like I'm saying, if you try to avoid dead air during a transition of the event, you try and move from one part to another part, uh, you can also do stems. You can take the drums and the vocals and then just have the melody and the instruments playing of a song, to like,
yeah,
because at all times your event should never be quiet. There always should be music coming out unless there's speeches and they require or they request for you not to be dry.
yeah,
If it's
yeah,
not if it's not requested, then I like to play like an instrumental in the like a violin or something, violin instrumental in the background, very low though. So and like I was saying before in another episode, I play that because there's people that don't like to hear themselves, and with the instrumental it helps them. I mean, you can still hear yourself, but it's not just your voice
yeah,
that's coming out of the speakers. The
yeah. It's
instrumental
good.
helps them. So question, do you guys do that? Do you guys play background music when speeches happen, or do you ask if they want background music, or how do you go about it? I personally, since the first time that happened to me, that this guy came up to me and told me on a wedding, he came up to me. He was the dad of the bride, and he told me, please have whatever song you want, but something in the background because I'm gonna get like stage fright, or
Stage
I'm gonna
fright.
get freaked out. I'm gonna get freaked out because just hearing my voice by itself, it's just it's wild for me. So since then, I was like, that's a good idea, and so now I do it to every single event that I do, unless they ask me to like what for the speeches. Well, I do ask on the consultation for speeches. It's okay for me to have a background music, or you want it dry, and that's how I go about it. How do you guys go about it?
Yeah, the Smiley answer to us. Let me hit this comment first. He said, "I will cut off the vocals on a track during the beat and mix it in the other track to it." Yeah, that's a great way to do it. Like, especially if it's like a known beat, people can just dance to the beat for a bit. And they're like, "Oh, like something's happening." The beat's just going, and then the new song starts. That's a great. That's the thing. There's so many like cool transitions you can do because of stems. And Smiley says, we do ask if they want some low background music during speech and toast. Yeah, I know. I remember you guys, you saying that. And I think that's a good idea. I mean, that's never happened to me that I thought to do that. I actually had the opposite. I had the opposite where before I'd always try to keep a little bit of low volume just because sometimes, people are making speeches and then they just like pause randomly and everyone's like, it's like quiet. And then I
Yeah.
feel uncomfortable because I'm like, why are you pausing this long? So I'll keep a little bit of low. But then like they'll be like, turn it down, turn it off. I'll be like, okay, like so then I just started keeping it like low. But I think it depends on the person. But that's why I never ask beforehand. But yeah, it makes sense because that's how I would feel. Like I would like there to be like if I was somebody who like I make pauses, or I'm rustling the papers and trying to like find where I was in my like, phone or whatever when I'm doing the speech. If it's just dead silent while I'm doing that and everyone's just staring at me, it feels it feels a lot more intimidating.
You feel the pressure more.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
So
definitely, and that's it. Has happened to quite a few people in the events. So that's what I do. I ask the clients, do you want me to play some background music while the speeches are going on? Obviously, they're very low, but enough to like people know like you're not, you're not fighting with the music, and two, you can hear it, but very, very, very low.
yeah,
And then
yeah,
when they're doing like when you're like passing the mic to the next person, I bring it up a little bit
yeah.
because to avoid dead air. And then
That's
the
a,
next person,
that's a pet peeve of mine. It's like during those transition periods, like they make the speech and they go and hug the couple and stuff. I'm like, I have to play music then. Like if it's silent, because I've been to weddings where it's silent then, and I'm like, it's so much more awkward because you have to give them some time. Like even as an MC, you're not gonna just be like, okay, everybody now next person, and the other people are like hugging and like they're taking a picture together and stuff. So you have to give them a few seconds to like do that. But I'll just turn up the volume and do some instrumental and play that in the background. So that's what Stems is nice for that. Before I used to download instrumentals just for those like situations, but now Stems, you can make any song an instrumental and just play it during that transition time. So it's big for
the one that I use the most, I find myself using the most, is the 1,000 Years, but quartet.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
The string version.
Yeah.
So it has a very like mellow, chill vibe, and then you can keep it low, and then you can just hear it
during a speech.
Yeah.
Yeah, in between speeches though, I'll choose more like hype music. Like I'll do like bring 'em out instrumental, or there's this song by Swizz Beatz called Bump It Up. I'll do that one, the instrumental, just so it's like some energy too between sometimes. But if it was like a really if it was like parents that just did the speech, then in between I'll do like a more like the disco beat in between, like so older school kind of beat for older people. And when it's a younger bridesmaids or something like that, then I'll do like a more like Jennifer Lopez or something more like a little bit more recent.
Yeah, and another thing that just popped in my head, a great way to use stems also is to highlight. There's songs that are anthems and people like scream it out loud, and you can literally when like because I'm Mr. Brightside, right? Everybody's like, "Cause I'm Mr." and they're yell. You can just take the vocal out at that part of the song.
Yeah, exactly.
It works, and then it's put it back on. So like instead of putting the fader down, because you probably already have it at a volume that is already set, and doing it this way, it will like probably mess up. It's just much easier to just remove the vocals.
Yeah. So instead of before we used to cut the volume or do the filter, now you can just cut the vocals out and do it that way. That's another good way. Okay, this is a Smiley brought up a good talking point here. He said random, but the Comica Q4 Vimo mics sounded really great Saturday for a wedding we did. Definitely recommend. Use them for a ceremony. So he used the Comica Q4 Vimo. So I'm gonna have to look these up. So check out my latest video if you haven't, Smiley. I tried to do the this DJI that I'm wearing at a ceremony also, but it didn't really work out for me. Like the sound quality wasn't that good. But I was going through a mixer, so I wonder how did you like set it up? Did you like connect the receiver to the mixer and then to the speaker, or did you have it plugged like directly into the speaker? And then while he does that, let me show this. So this is what the Comica for Q4 looks like. That's actually a pretty good deal too. $200.
That looks like the one Rachel uses.
Yeah, she has a Hollyland one, I think. Oh wow! So what? This has 4 mics, dude. That's kind of crazy.
Oh, but 2 bones.
2 what?
2 bones. 200.
Oh yeah. 200. Yep.
Damn.
to a mixer. I don't know. See, that's what I'm saying, dude. So Smiley had a good experience too.
Wait, how? Is like 3.5? Does that
Yeah,
one have a?
it must have a 3.5. Yeah. Look, so here.
Oh,
So yeah,
wait.
you can plug it into a mixer like that. See.
So, but it has why two? Why is there two cables?
It probably has two channels, like left and right.
So one channel is for two mics, and then the other channel for another mic. For the
Yeah.
other two mics. Okay, maybe.
Interesting. This is an interesting development. So yeah, I don't know. That's the thing, man. So Justin the DJ loves the mic 2. I tried this, and what happened, at least for me, Smiley. So I had to turn the gain like way up on my mixer to like hear anything from this mic. And then because of that, it started a lot of white noise happening. Like if you turn the volume way up, like the white noise starts. So the speakers like go shh, like.
And that's even if you had it like close to your mouth, not down here.
Yeah. I think I tested it both ways. In the video, I had it down here because I was like, okay, this is how the officiant would have it, right? So they would have it here. So I was like, let me test it here. But yeah, I don't know. So maybe the comic. That's why I think more people need to make more videos about this because there are people having different experiences. But I don't think nobody's done a Comica one. So that's the first time I heard about that one at a ceremony. But Smiley got it $135 on eBay, open box. They used to be $250 on Amazon. Damn, dude. So it was, you didn't have any like dropouts, and then the sound quality was good too. Like you could hear, the officiant and everyone too. And Buddy says you get what you pay for with mics. Yeah, I mean that's what you would think, and that's the thing with these, with this one. So that's what I thought. I'm like, I paid less for this one, so I was like, maybe that's why it's not as good as the DJI Mic 2 for a ceremony.
I mean, we don't pay that much for microphones, and our Phoenix are.
Yeah, the Phoenix Pro. Yeah. Which mics, Buddy? Do you have? I bet Buddy probably uses Sennheiser. Or which mics do you use? Because I know he uses Sennheiser for the wireless audio. But yeah, I use GTD audio and Phoenix Pro, and they both have been great.
I use Phoenix Pro, so like I have like 4 sets of microphones.
Yeah.
I'm actually trying to get the one that has like 4 microphones.
Yeah, that's a convenient one. Four in one rack space is wild.
Yeah, like that. But the rack is way too big. Like it's long.
The what? Oh,
the rack is long.
Oh yeah. But I think it's just like your PTU 71 is half rack, and this is just 2 rack.
Yeah, I like the because the way I have my lavish set up, the half rack or the half receiver, whatever.
No, it fits.
It fits perfectly. That one, I'm gonna have to literally put legs like you did on yours, because mine, like you saw mine are not legs. Mine are like the boards that I reuse the boards that from the back. I reuse it. So.
Yeah, you might have to. Yeah, if you get that, because I have the full rack. My GTD audio is the full rack one, but it fits in there. But it's because I have the legs. So I have the legs on either side, and then right between that racks that can fit in there.
Yeah.
Well, let's see here. So science is not sounding great and being an open box. Hey, that's the thing, man. Like that's maybe Comica. So yeah, now you got more options if anyone wants to try it out. That's a good thing though. If you buy it on Amazon, right, you can always return it. So
yeah,
test it out, try it out, and see. Because now Smiley had a good experience with the Comica ones, and Justin the DJ has been using the mic 2. And then another guy that commented on my video, he said he uses the mic 2, and it's been going really well for him. And he does a lot of like big, like really expensive weddings and big productions too. So. Yeah, I don't know, man. It might be something. Maybe it's location dependent. We'll see as more videos come out. And Smiley says, I need another set of Phoenix Pro for my hard case and keep one in my lavish booth. Dude, do it, dude.
Which one do you have? Do you have the PTU 71? Do you have the PTU 2? Or what's the other one? The new one?
It's like PTAU or something. Yeah, that's the
which one do you have?
That's the highest end one. I think Smiley has the PTU 71, I think. But dude, you might as well, like at that price, it's such a good price for the PTU 71.
Yeah, and it works perfectly. And I'm telling, man, how many times it got in dropped. It works perfectly.
Yeah. Oh yeah. See, so yeah, he does have the PTU 71.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing. That one does auto scan, so that at least it does that. That's the main function. So
Yeah.
and
Because
Diego knows it does auto scan, but he's never tried auto scan.
yeah, I've never added scan on my
And
microphones, and
still
I've
his
never had a
watching
problem.
things has no problem. So wait, that's why for you, I bet if you use this one, the mic is gonna work great for you. Even if you use this one, I bet with your luck.
Maybe.
And yeah, but
Two,
he says, yeah, exactly. 2.4. That's the thing. So in theory, right, 2.4 gigahertz is full of Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, wireless DMX. So it's all on this network. That's what makes it risky. Is that then you can have chances of interference, and then especially at a ceremony, like you have a dropout or something. Is like, what are you gonna do? But hey, I don't know. People are using it. The Smiley's another example. There's at least 2 others that I know of, and there's probably a lot of people that use it after watching Justin's videos. So, I don't know. Well, I think maybe more and more people, as the people transition over or try it, we'll probably see more review videos on YouTube and see what people think about it.
yeah, exactly. And then again, we're getting close to the hour, but reeling back to what we were talking about, another thing that you can use stems for is when you wanna, your samplers or your drops. When you want to do drop, but you don't want it to be dry, you can use the instrumental of songs and implement the drops that you have. So, like, for example, I have the one mine that says you're now partying with DJ Pretty Boy and Pee-wee on the mic and Las Rocas Entertainment, but it's dry. So what I do is when I know when I want to put it I stem out. I use stems. I take the vocal out of the song, play play my joint, and then send it back. Now, however, I'm not the type of DJ that's gonna be pressing that button every single like 3-4 songs. I only do it maybe twice. One like in the middle of the partying, and like at the end. But one max twice. That's it. I don't do that. Like the crazy. I've been to places where every 3 songs or every 4 songs, boom, they do the drop. Like you're in the mix with DJ blah blah or like the company.
Yeah.
Once or twice throughout the whole event, it's fine. At least to me, I don't know about you guys. Let me know how you feel about dropping your drop or whatever a lot of times. Or I seen people do it on the mixes too, on the Quince mixes. I think that's crazy. Like, why would you do that?
Oh, like during their performance?
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
It's crazy. I don't understand. Like, why would you do that?
That's funny,
bro. I just don't understand the logic. Like, you're getting paid to do this. It's not like you're doing it for free, so you don't need to be advertising yourself in every single thing.
Yeah.
Like during the party once, twice, and that should be enough. I think even like one time should be enough, and you should do it at like the peak hour because that's when everybody's having fun. They don't really care for anything. It's just they're just partying or whatever. So at least I do it once. Do you have a drop or whatever or no?
No, I don't. I've never done it live at an event. The only time I've done it is like if I make a full mashup, like a mix, and I release it on SoundCloud, like some new mix or something, and people are gonna listen to it. But yeah, live. I mean, I don't do a drop because I at the end of the night I just say everyone thanks for coming out. You guys have been amazing. Like, my name's DJ Shay. Hope you guys had a good night. That the whole like wrap up thing. So I'll say my name at the end of the night. And I think that's kind of the same idea as a drop, But like during the DJing, like during the party, like I don't even have I don't have a drop, and I've never like used it during like that.
Oh, okay.
Let's see what
about you guys?
They say. See what they say. But then
Buddy,
Smiley said,
what do you say?
Yeah, Buddy, I think I know Buddy probably doesn't use a drop. I feel like Buddy might not.
Could
And then Smiley. Okay, let me go out of order here. And Chin Chillin's in the house. Yo, what's up, Smiley?
Hey,
What's
what's up,
up?
Chin?
Chin Chillin, what's up, man? And
Hey,
Smiley says,
yo,
we
Chin,
don't-
I told Shay that whenever you're ready, you're gonna let us know. So
oh yeah, Chin Chillin's gonna join us one of these days when he's
whenever
ready.
he's ready,
So,
he's ready.
yeah, whenever you're ready, or if you're down, totally, it's no pressure. And Smiley says we don't do drops. Yeah, we just say our names first and end the party. Yeah, so Smiley's kind of the same thing. Yeah, because I'm like, it's the same purpose. And then like like you said, during the mix, it's people might not even know what it is, or what's going on, or
Yeah,
what it's saying. So
I think that's why I do it, because I wanna, because I wanna use it, but at the same time, like I don't want it to like in the beginning. Honestly, and I've heard this from a lot of people. We don't care who you are, just play music, right?
yeah,
So that's what they say. At the end, it's more understandable, because again, you're saying bye to them, like thank you for being here, whatever. My name is so and so. I'm with this company, whatever you want to do, and I understand that. But I feel like during like the party, it can go like it's just like an addition to me. Like it's just an addition to it. It doesn't really matter.
yeah.
It's not like I'm gonna cut part of a song literally when they're singing to put it. No, but there's times where there's a part of an instrumental of a song, and then after that there's like a bang, like the banger of the song comes up. So that's where I use it. Like I know what songs I can use it, and that's where I play it. It's not like literally you start singing and then I'm just gonna cut it off to put my thing on. Like
Yeah. Oh yeah. Since we're getting low on time, let me hit these comments here though. So Buddy says we never say our name. It's not about us. It's about the couple. And yeah, I agree with that. In general, that's why I don't like say my name until the very end, because I just feel like at the very end, it's like we've had this whole weekend together. Like I'm saying bye to everybody. Just hey, by the way, like my name this whole time, my name's been DJ Shay. Like you guys have been awesome. Blah blah blah. Have drive home safe. So I just say it there at the end, just so everybody like, just because we've had this whole experience together, and it's like if anyone wants to know who I am and make it more personal, like this is who I am. This is more approachable. But that's the thing. I agree in general. That's why I don't recommend anybody, or like the same reason we say don't have a banner up there about your name or something at somebody's, because it's not about you. It's about the couple. Spiny says I did dancing on the clouds for a wedding. The DJ had a drop every song. Like that's
I'm
crazy.
telling you, those type of DJs are the ones that piss me off.
Yeah, and then even during dinner, and Buddy says that's tacky. Did he have a name in lights on his booth? Yeah, that's the same thing, like banner wise, and then he had a kitchen table cover.
Get this, I seen DJs that have a gobo of their like logo facing the wall, like behind them.
That's crazy.
That's tacky.
Yeah. It sounds like for you, Diego, you're like, I bought this drop, so I'm gonna I should at least use it, so I feel good about paying for this thing. That's what it sounds like to me, like when you're talking about using the drop.
Yeah, you know what? I actually have one, but for the end, like you guys, I should just make a drop saying thank you guys, you've been amazing, blah blah blah. Drive safe.
Or just have Pee Wee say something.
No, he does. At the end of the party, he does.
Yeah.
But again, at the end of the night, it's not. He doesn't say it. You being with like that's Focus Entertainment, whatever. No, he just says thank you guys. You've been amazing. Please drive safe. If you can't drive, get Uber. Like Uber or something.
Yeah.
Your life, matters. Well, whatever. You start saying, but we don't say like, oh, you've been with us, or like that Focus. We don't mention that at all. Like again, I play it once during the party, and then that's it. Or twice, that's very rare, but like once for sure. I just use it at least once. I want to use it once at least.
Yeah. You're like, I paid for this thing. And then let me go back. Smiley said one thing. Oh yeah, he said I did get it because of DJ Rachel video. So I skipped his comment before.
Okay.
But yeah. So it was DJ Rachel. I thought she was a different brand. So add DJ Rachel to that list. I mean, she's a pretty like reputable, also another reputable DJ, So
yeah, she is.
So she's very particular too. Like like she uses the right material. Like she uses Ape Labs. Like she uses good quality stuff. So I mean,
For her to use this,
yeah, for her to use that, I mean, that's the thing. So people like it. There's people that don't like it. I mean, this may be the next big controversial topic in DJing. We'll see. And Spicy, I think he's still learning. I didn't want them to feel like I was stepping on their toes by giving them advice. Just kept it to my cloud. Yeah. I mean, I don't think I would be like, yo, you don't put your drop unless they were like a mentor, like I was their mentor or something. I wouldn't tell a DJ like don't do something.
Again, and this is one thing that we gotta keep in mind when we go to a party as a guest. We are a guest. We're not a DJ, so you go there and you enjoy. Whether the DJ sucks or he doesn't suck, you try to enjoy and try your best to have fun. Don't be counting beats, which is really hard. Every time I go to a party, I'm dancing with my wife or my daughter, whatever. Like in the back of my head, it's like I'm counting beats and like. I mean, like, oh, this song I will use it with this other song. Like, I'm thinking of like a DJ, but like it gets to a point that I'm like, no, whatever. Like, just I gotta enjoy it. I gotta have fun, and that's just
exactly. Just have fun, and I mean, Smiley went as another vendor, but even in that scenario, like if you went as a 360 photo booth only, and there's a different DJ, you're not gonna go up to him and be like, hey, you don't do this, like blah 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 blah. Blah. You're not gonna. You're just gonna let him do his thing, and you do your thing.
The only one time that I did went out to this DJ. So I went to Peru. It was one of my cousins' quince in Peru, bro. Oh, that DJ was playing music from YouTube, and like he was playing the whole song. And then he was switching it to there was a pause, then the other song, and there was commercials, bro.
Was he getting paid?
That was the first time ever I went up to him and I was like, "Look, you're a DJ, but at least skip commercials. Like open up 3 different tabs." Have songs prepared and just play, like that or something. Yeah, but don't let commercials play. Like what?
He's letting the whole thing play. He's not even skipping it. He's letting 3 minutes play.
Like the commercial was going.
Oh my god! No way. If this guy was getting paid for that, dude, that's wild, man.
On a quince.
Yeah. No, that's on a quince. That's wild, dude. That's just crazy, dude. Okay, let's hit these last comments, then I gotta go. Otherwise, my wife's gonna kill me. He's dying of hunger. We have Pantala screens on top truss for our logo and photos like weddings, Sweet 15, Sweet 16, plus we rent them Pantalas. Yeah, we got to see it, because that's the thing we're talking about. It sounds like you put, I don't know what Pantalas are, but it sounds like you put the logo up. So similar like Diego was describing, like, having your logo or like a gobo up.
Personally, and nothing wrong with if that's your flow, but personally me, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't put like a banner or something huge and I've seen a lot of DJs do it. They have their banner or their facade has like their name like impregnated in it. Like I think that's not projecting like like a high end like entertainment.
I think it depends on this. It depends on the event. Like if you're doing like a free event or you're.
Of course, we're talking about weddings and quinces here.
Yeah, exactly.
Weddings and quinces don't. Anything else, house parties, birthday parties. You can go with a shirt that says freaking like on the DJ whatever. It doesn't matter, In
the end, it's like it reflects on you. It reflects on you and your company. So it's like. That's if that's your flow, if that's the clients, you're getting, and that's the crowd, you're cool with, then that's what you project. But yeah, let's say not the ads. We're doing OT. Yes, we're doing OT. It's kind of funny when DJs and Burger King ads, dude, or like erectile dysfunction ads or something crazy comes up. That happens too. But yeah, that was a fun show, man. We went OT. By a little bit. You know how DJs feel about OT. It's the usual. Money.
It's the usual. We always go OT for some reason.
But yeah, we'll catch you guys next week. Everyone, hope you enjoy your long weekend though. Happy 4th of July tomorrow. If you guys don't have if you have a day job, don't not having a day job. We'll catch
I'm
you guys
just
next
gonna-
week.
I'm just gonna say enjoy the long weekend. That's all I gotta say. You guys have a good one. Thank you for showing up. All this beautiful commenting and having a conversation with us.
Nice discussions. Nice
Yeah,
controversy.
it was a good one. Thank you guys. Appreciate you. You have a good one. Peace out.
Peace.